right, a very good evening to you. It's great to be back tonight on Late Night Talk. Ouch. Hope that you're having yourself a great day, or you've had yourself a good day wherever it is you are. My name is Kofi Bartels. We're back to talk about one or two things that have been, trending and making the rounds in the country that we feel you should talk about. We should talk about. We should give it a chance to have your say about. So, very good evening to you. I hope you've had yourself a good day. If you're listening and you can hear me loud and clear, please drop your comments in the comment section to let me know that you can hear me loud and clear, and I'll be very glad to know that. Okay, so 60% ROI has been trending on Nigerian Twitter today. 60% ROI being return on investment. It's been trending in Nigeria today. When you hear return on investment, it simply means what you get out of the money that you put into a business. What you get out of the money that you put into a business. And if you take a look at, let's just go quickly to Twitter. I'll show you that it actually was trending. Okay, yes, here it is indeed. Okay, so let me take you over to Twitter, or to a website rather, and I'll show you the what Nigerians are saying about. Okay, so I'm going to my browser now. I'm typing twitter.com, and I'm just going to share the screen with you. Okay, I hope that you can hear me wherever it is you are. All right, so here we are. All right, so here we are. You can see that that Twitter is on your screen. All right, I'm just trying to get to scroll down. Now look at the items that are trending on Nigerian Twitter. Can you see that? Unknown gunmen. Let's go over to let's go down a bit. You can see here 60% ROI. So I'm going to click that for you. All right, 60% ROI, and you can see a lot of what people are putting up there. All right, you can see. So basically, what happened is, there's a company known as Brisk Capital. There's a company known as Brisk Capital, and this company has offered Nigerians a 60% return on investment for some time. All right, that's you put your money in, and when you put your money in, what you get back is 60%. So I put in 1 million every month. I'm getting 600,000 naira. Amazing, isn't it? Every month I'm getting what? 600,000 naira. If I put in 1 million every month, I'm getting what? 600,000 naira. No be small thing, oh. So this is a 21-year-old boy. 21-year-old. 21-year-old. No be boy, na man, but for Africa, na boy. Oh. Eh? His name is Dominic Joshua Dominic Ngene, or Dominic Ngene Joshua, whichever you would like to go with. But I've heard about two different. So let's say Joshua Dominic Ngene. He was arrested by the Special Fraud Unit. Now, before EFCC came on ground, before EFCC became a federal government agency, or was instituted or formed, the body that handled fraud in Nigeria, financial fraud, was the Special Fraud Unit of the Nigeria Police Force. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, some of the police officers who were taken to EFCC were transferred there from the Special Fraud Unit, or this serious fraud unit needs to be called back in the time. So the Special Fraud Unit of the police arrested this young man. He's the managing director and chief executive officer of Brisk Capital Limited. Brisk Capital Limited. And he was accused of diverting over 2 billion naira in investor funds. Over 2 billion naira in investor funds. Can you imagine that? Young guy. Now, he's from Ebonyi State. He grew up and lived in Cross River State for a while. In fact, he went to, if you look at his LinkedIn profile there, my alma mater, University of Calabar. Look at that. From 2000 When did he even attend Unical? Let me look at that. From 2017 to 2021. It means he's still day school. Oh. It be like the guy. He's just graduating. 2017 to 2021. Small boy. How do these kids come up with these ideas? How? I don't understand. Are we getting something wrong? A 21-year-old boy is just starting life. If you're 18, 19, 20, that's 3 years into adulthood. So how does a 21-year-old boy devise a plan or an idea that is able to lead to allegedly defrauding hundreds of people to the tune of 2 billion naira, and they gave him their money. 2 billion naira. Now, this young man has not been taken to court, so he's guilty, he's innocent until proven guilty. Sometimes you could have an investment program that is genuine and people lose money. But if you look at what the serious special fraud unit in Lagos is saying, they're saying that his offenses include conspiracy, investment fraud, stealing, conspiracy, investment fraud, stealing, etc. That's what they're saying. OBT. What is OBT? Someone help me out. So how does a 21-year-old get the idea, the mind to even do something like this? If it's true that, and I use if it is true that he defrauded and he ate people's money. All right. Now, to have your say, please call 080 620 99556. I'm ready to pick a call right now. 080 620 99556. And also, please comment and share this post. It's very important so that the post can go far. All right, and others can also see. That's how you can support what I'm doing. Please call 080 620 99556, and then you can also have your say. And if you want to comment, also comment as well and share this post. Okay. Owele Chinedu Maduba says OBT is obtaining by false pretense. Obtaining by. Can you tell me? Call me now. This is my guy. Owele. Call in and tell me what you think about this. I'd like to say good evening to all of you who are watching. Adams, Anisha, Benjamin Lewis Dozier, good evening to you. Owele Chinedu, good evening to you. Sam Feniel Hart, good evening to you. Gloria Njoko, good evening to you. Comrade Christian Pepper, good evening to you. Prince Fubara, good evening to you. All of you who are watching. Adeshola Adejare, good evening to you. Okay, so OBT is obtaining by false pretense. Now this guy, he just finished. Okay, how does a 21-year-old do this? If it is true, all right, if he is guilty of these offenses, and that will have to be proven by court, how is a 21-year-old able to do or pull something like this off? I don't know. My people, where can I talk to me? Or should they not, recruit this guy and say we want to give him a government job? Maybe he's sharp, so that he can assist the government in catching fraudsters, or I don't know, maybe hacking something. I don't know. You know what we used to say now back in the day? If na America them go hire, give them CIA go use them. My oh my, 21 years old, 2 billion naira. And I asked the question on the post, if you're just watching, all right? The question I'm asking, do the victims have themselves to blame? Because I saw some comments on Twitter where some people were saying, you know what, if you sat down and allowed a 21-year-old to tell you to part with monies totaling 2 billion naira, then all of you have yourselves to blame. So do people or victims in today's Nigeria, do victims of fraudulent investment schemes have themselves to blame? I mean, the latest wave started with MMM. Where people were coming on. I mean, in my profession, my career, as a broadcast journalist, as a radio presenter. I have seen things, oh. I have seen things. All right, I have seen things. Virtually almost every scheme that has been launched for people to put money in River State, all right, even in Nigeria, they brought it on air, on radio. And I've had the opportunity to interview these people. Now, radio stations are not CBN, they are not SEC, Securities and Exchange Commission. It's not our job to tell who is a bona fide. We don't even have the skills to tell. The government has to do that. All right? We'll come back to that at some point. But they come on radio. And I've seen a number of them. MMM was on radio. People came to the studio, sat down, and said, this is, maybe they didn't know that it was going to crash. Maybe not. Maybe they did. I don't know. But at least we have the benefit of hindsight. At least we've seen schemes come and go. We've seen friends, loved ones, and even ourselves lose money. Ladies and gentlemen, yeah, Kofi Bartels, I have lost money in one investment scheme. I have lost money. Let me beat my chest and be honest with you and tell you that I have lost money in one investment scheme. And that is why it's going to be very hard. No, two. Oh my God. Two. And that is why it's hard for me to put my money into any investment scheme apart from that I can verify. You know, the banks, the stock market, you have the investment programs and portfolios in the banks. You have the likes of the asset management companies, the pension companies and all that. They have all these ARM and Stanbic and all that. They have schemes that ICO insurance. They have schemes that you can put in. These ones give you very small, maybe 2.5, 2%, 3%, blah, 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 blah. Very small. So, but when you hear, but those ones are stable because they're registered, they're known to the authorities. And if anything happens, of course, Asset Management Corporation of Nigeria, AMCON, will step in. Okay, AMCON will step in. But for these other guys who are not known, it's hard for me as a person, having been bitten. They say once bitten, twice shy. Now, twice bitten, how many times shy? It's going to be difficult for me to just put money anywhere, hard-earned money. You know, at a point, I think when they were coming on the radio with MM, they started saying, don't put in money you can't lose. Don't put in money. That should have been a warning sign. That should have been a warning sign to a lot of people that if they're telling you don't put in money you can't lose, you know, on the website, don't put in money you can't lose. It means, but our people were, with MMM, our people were so interested and people didn't care. I can tell you that majority of the people who were doing MMM, who didn't have any link to the company, did not know the promoter. Majority of them knew that this was a Ponzi scheme. But they were okay. They were okay because they said to themselves, this is what I feel. As long as I get my money from the other person who is supposed to be my downline, what do they call it? Is it give back or give forward? Something, or give help. Something, I remember that. That anybody who gets from me, or who I get from, yeah, with MMM, as long as I don't collect my own, make the person go also on their own. If the thing can't crash on their own, on their time, now their palaver be that. Like people say, make her enter first. Now those who enter first will cash out. So we know that this thing is a Ponzi scheme, but we are still going. And people were okay with MMM. People were okay knowing that they were making money off other people, that those other people could lose. And they were okay. Now, what does this say about our society? I want to get rich. And it doesn't matter how I get rich. I want to make money. It doesn't matter how I make the money as long as the money gets into my account. That's it. As a matter of fact, even in churches, they were having MMM seminars. Oh, yes. And they're using church auditoriums for MMM seminar. Some pastors were recruiting their members to come and join. Ladies and gentlemen, where does our conscience lie? If I know that the money I'm making from an investment scheme that is going to come to me, somebody down the line, maybe 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 steps down the line, is going to be bitten, is going to lose their money. And I tell myself, oh, well, then let me cash out first. Where is the conscience? Even if it's going to take 20 years for people to lose money, if I know that I'm enabling wrong, it should not happen. It should not happen. It should not happen. Right now, today, this year, in Nigeria, a lot of people have had complaints about investment schemes that they put their money in and they can't find the money, they've lost the money, etc. It's a lot. And I work on radio, and I get to hear these things. And so this person came on your station, or I heard the person. And on your station. Well, this is what happened. They'll tell me this is what happened. Yeah, my money is gone. MBA Forex. They came to the station where I worked at the time, radio station, and they came to complain that they can't find Maxwell Odun. Now, I don't know about the issues they're facing. I'm not going to sit down here and say I'm a judge of the Supreme Court of Nigeria. I don't know what their details are, what they're going through. But the fact is that a lot of people have lost money and they've not been paid back. They're not receiving the investments with MBA Forex. But what I'm saying is that the customers came to the radio station. Now, when they were investing this money, did they consult the radio station? We don't offer financial advice. The authorities who taxpayers pay to police this sector are there. It is their responsibility. Okay? So a lot of people have been burned. But we don't learn. We don't learn. Look at it. MMM was like a tsunami. MMM was like what? A tsunami. And one would have thought or felt that Nigerians would use MMM to learn. Unfortunately, our greed got the better of us. And look at today, people are still losing money. Why are people still losing money? When MM came and then taught us a lesson, and we are still losing money till today. 08062099556 if you want to call. 08062099556 if you want to call. MMM came and went. I've pinned the number there. All right, if you want to call, you want to drop a comment, whatever it is, feel free. 08062099556. MMM came and left, and it seems that we have not learned our lessons. Why? Is it greed or what? Is it poverty, hunger in the land? That's what some people will say. Okay, I want to read to Maduba. Thank you for telling us that OBT stands for obtaining by false pretense. Ibuchim Onyegam says, I think the Nigerian government should bring the guy close or better use. Okay, so they should call him closer so they can get some info from him and maybe employ him into EFCC or something, right? Iowa Darlington says, Uncle Kofi, more and more people will still invest and lose more money. No be small thing. Why? Alison, Iowa, why do you think people will keep investing? Is it greed or what? I mean, we know they learn. We know they learn. So this young man, and being 21, how did he even get this idea? Where? He's still in school now. See him. Now youngito. Not small boy. So if it's true that he defrauded people, because the courts will have to decide. All right. He formed a company, Brisk Capital Limited. He's from Ebonyi State. That doesn't matter. But he operated the the company in Uyo, Akwa Ibom State Capital, and it was picked up by the police following petitions from some of the investors he allegedly scammed in Uyo. Now, there's one in neighboring Calabar that started an investment company called Mikeno Cooperative or something like that. Mikeno Investment. I think he's done some time in prison, but he's out. Okay, we have a call coming through. Let's see who this is. Hello, good evening.
Hey, good evening, Mr. Kofi.
Nice to have you, my brother. What's your name?
I think you know who's speaking. My name is Jonathan.
Your name is what?
Jonathan.
Oh, Jonathan. How are you doing?
Fantastic.
Okay, you're watching the program live stream?
Correct.
Okay, all right, Jonathan. This young guy, 21 years old, though. It's amazing how someone so young can come up with such an idea and be so bold.
Well, I think this idea is float in the air, right?
True.
And it's not the absence of ideas that make people poor or rich. I think it's how those ideas are utilized and how they are executed. I think when I saw the picture of the man, you see it's a typical picture of what people would define as success, right? Smart looking, wearing a tie. You see the background of the office, right? Gold, right? Signaling riches. So all of a sudden, by the time somebody is able to package himself real good and tells you, give me your money, right? It becomes easy to trust the person. I'm sure a lot of people that invested with this guy don't know that he's 21. He doesn't even look 21, by the way. But by the time you look at him, you think, how can if such a young man can have all of this riches, that means he must be doing something right. And yes, because he's doing something right, I can invest my money with him. So it's not about, it's only at the back end that you get to find that he's a fraud. And that is after the fact. Because the way he has positioned himself doesn't make him look like a fraud. This guy can walk into your office with a good proposal and you are going to part with your money without knowing he's a fraud. So on the basis of his person, you can see now he has a LinkedIn profile, he's done all of that. By the way, I think I saw that he's been featured on Business Day.
Yeah, we're going there. Yes.
I think one other magazine. That is how you have to. So and if you're selling something, they tell you need social proof. Right? Social proof is show us who you are. And naturally, if I was going to go search for this guy, let's say I want to invest, I'm going to go to Google and type his name. And then I see him featured on Business Day, a reputable magazine. I see him featured on one other Africa whatever magazine. By the way, to get on the magazine sometimes it's not very tough. If you get a good chunk of money, you call the magazine and say, hey, I want an interview, and you'll be featured, by the way. Or you know somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody. So he's done all of that, and what that tells you is the diligence he has put into getting himself right and packaged to be able to do what he has done. So I think that's where it starts. So somebody like this now, it becomes difficult to even detect he's a fraud, except if you are able to go back and do some back end work. And yes, like you, I can say I've had my own share of losing money.
Something must kill a man.
Let me give you an example. Right? I know I was just in a group where we were chatting this evening. I know of a guy that had a legitimate venture, right? I mean, a legitimate venture in Lagos, and because he wants to expand this business, he doesn't have the funds. So a couple of guys pull in funds, and he's able to execute each job and gives returns. He's been doing this for probably about 2 years. But what happened is, while running that business, he ran into problems. Now, we don't know what kind of problems he ran into because it doesn't look like a legit problem. And this guy lost money worth almost $500 million.
My, oh my.
So we don't, till now, nobody knows what he did with that money. But he started by running a legitimate venture. Right?
When you say he started by running a legitimate venture.
So it's just like, Kofi, let's say, for example, you own a boutique, right? And you have so much customers. And you come to me and you say, Mr. Jonathan, my capital for this business is 500K, but I have to be running to Aba every week to buy goods. If you invest right in this business, I'll give you 20% of the proceeds, and after we have the discussion, we'll decide, okay, yes, and my investment of 2 million.
Okay.
And while you are doing that business, you're still making more proceeds, right? And then maybe I tell one or two other persons, and then more money comes in. And before you know, the business is worth, say, 50 million,
okay.
right?
Okay.
Now, that is legit business, and we know it's verifiable. But now, all of a sudden, you just felt like you wanted to double your money, and maybe you go, for example, put it in MBA Forex, and now MBA Forex had a problem. See, you were a legitimate businessman, but mismanaging our money made you a fraud automatically, because that was not the reason we gave you the money.
So you agree that you agree that is fraud. I mean, it's like you have shares in a company. The share could go up, it could go down. If you invest, you're taking up liability. So if they make profit, you make profit. They make loss, you make loss. I don't think it's right to call. I don't know if you agree with me or maybe we.
No, okay, no. Look at the flip side. I'm going to.
Okay,
as long as you use the funds for what we have intended it for.
Okay.
That is pure business.
Okay.
But now you felt like using the money to play Bet Niger. That was not what we get. That's not what we gave you money for.
We were running all over Dubai and Abu
Dhabi and all of that. That's not what we gave you money for. So at the end of the day, one has to have some level of perception and be able to look at it. I'll tell you, I've been to a business venture where they're able to give you some percentages. And because I had been burnt before, when I went, I asked for, here's a secret, right? I asked for the agreement. I said, okay, give me the agreement that you guys give to everybody for these returns. And here's a secret I'll let out here.
Okay.
Kofi, the next time you see any investment, read the agreement you are given. Even if you are not interested, you can choose to go check out some and look for the agreement. The agreement clearly states, we'll give you this percentage every month. And it will now go further and states, if for any reason anything goes wrong, we are going to refund you your investment. Full stop. Guess what? What is missing?
What's that?
There will be no date or timeline for that refund.
And you can't hold them to that. I see. And
let me tell you, because you are eager to get more money, most of the time you never see that line missing. If you take most of these investors to court, what are they going to say? Did you take money from this man? Yes. Are you owing this man? Yes. Will you pay? Yes. How can you pay? The court will arbitrate, and the court will say, okay, you now say, oh, my monthly income now is 80,000. So I can choose I have to survive. So I have to be paying this man 10K for the next 35 years. And the court will sign. You know why? Because the court cannot tell the man to pay you 1 million when they know the man cannot afford even 100K.
So your money is as good as gone.
Yes. So you see all these cases around. That's why they can shout, come to the radio station, do all kinds of stuff. But if you take it to court, it will not stand. And on the flip side, if you ask this guy, okay, based on your commitment, give me a post-dated check, they will never do it because that makes it a criminal case.
Oh, wow, really? Okay, because of course it will bounce. Yeah.
It will bounce. Yeah. So what they will do is they will never give you a check, a post-dated check, because if they give you and that check bounces, then you have a criminal case against them where you can hold them.
Wow.
So see all these guys that are saying, that's why you can protest. Even when you go to AFCC, the guy will say, we did a legitimate venture, but unfortunately it went south and I lost the money. Will you pay? Yes. When can you start paying? You guys will start to talk. I'm telling you because I have money hanging right in this way. And really, there's nothing I can do. They can give me payment plan 5 times. But really, at the end of the day, it's subject to the availability of funds. So when I learned that, I told myself, so if I'm going to go into a venture, before I start, I said, let me see the agreement. I will read it. If I don't understand, I'll give a very good lawyer. Read this agreement and interpret it. Okay? So, for example, you can tell me, if I fail, come take my house, I will understand. If I fail, anything you see in my possession, take it. I will understand it. And that's why the bank tells you, give me collateral.
Because they want something to fall back on.
Yes, and whatever you are going to give them must be worth much more than what you are collecting. So if you take, the bank knows that they can liquidate your house that is worth a 50 million for maybe 20 million just to get their 20 million, and you bear the loss. So you would rather liquidate the house for 50 million and pay them their 20 million.
Yeah. So